Hey, Sophie.
Hey, Christy. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Snark the podcast where we are extremely online so you don't have to be. I'm trying to make that happen and it hasn't really caught on yet.
Have we updated our bio on IG?
No, should we? I don't know where we landed with that. Is that our tagline now?
I like it. I think it's very
Okay.
fitting for the
Okay.
show.
Let us know, you guys. We don't have a tagline, really. I'm
Yeah.
trying to make us have one.
Wait, speaking of a call to action, if you guys love the show and want to support us, go ahead and give us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. You don't even need to leave a review, like a comment, but if you want to give us 5 stars,
If you enjoyed the show. Yeah.
yeah. It really helps
Yeah.
support the show, and we love you guys so much, and if you could pay it forward, if you so wish, if you
Yeah,
wish
no
to.
no pressure.
Yeah. Not a
No
problem if
pressure.
not.
Not a problem at all, if not. Chrissy, how was your birthday?
Oh, my birthday was lovely. My friend threw me a very small get together with my closest girlfriends. And if you guys know, Ramon, a singer from Roni, but she is a very good host and she had it really well decorated. And it was like 3 of my besties from high school and my gay bestie, Mike. So it was
Love
a really good
that.
time, yeah.
Good.
And we laughed. We were talking. There's stories that that only your sister would find funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, my friend Brooke, she's a huge fan of the show. Shout out to Brooke. She was telling me the craziest story. She deserves her own podcast. Like the "Who the fuck did I marry?" Part 27. She has a version of that with her sister's ex-boyfriend, and she was telling me how she was going through her mom's fridge when he was visiting for Christmas and the holidays, and he told everyone he was taking peptides, but actually he was shooting up steroids, and the brother caught him shooting up steroids in the bathroom. I was in tears. I
Oh my
could not
God.
stop laughing. Brooke will not care that I air this out because it's fine. He's crazy. But can you just imagine? Some people he lived a very duplicitous life. He was like a gambling addict. He lied
Oh
to her about being a
God.
gambling addict. He was a criminal. Like, it actually extended far past just the
Oh my God. We
steroids.
should do a deep dive on him.
No, it was such a crazy story. And with those kinds of stories, I'm locked in. No one talk. I'm listening. It's just me and you.
Yeah.
You
My
know?
show's on.
Exactly. I told her, I was like, you got to have your sister do a 50-part series. But,
No, seriously.
that kind of made my birthday. And the Snarkbait team, you guys are so hilarious. Rachel, our lovely social manager, put together all these photos on Canva, putting me next to Rob Roush.
Your boyfriend.
Yes. And the way that everyone thought that first photo on the carousel was real.
It looked so real. So many people were like, oh my God, I actually thought this was him hard launching. Until I read the caption.
And it makes sense because his girlfriend is Asian.
Also, do you want to tell everyone what we got you for your birthday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I get this package on Amazon and it didn't have like a note, and I open it up and it's a big black shirt with Rob Roush's face, like a bunch of Rob Roush's faces on it. And I knew immediately, I was like, this has to be the Snarkbait team. And Sophie's like, guilty.
Guilty.
She, she goes, yup, there was no option for a gift receipt, so hope you like it.
She's
Guilty.
like, it didn't come with a note or anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no gifting option. So
Yeah. Huh.
huh. And then yeah, that was your little present. So I hope you enjoy.
You guys gave me flowers as well, really beautiful tulips.
Am I
So thank
wrong
so
that you
much.
love tulips?
I do really like tulips, yeah.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. That's
Yeah,
like the
that's
only
really sweet.
flower that I was like, Christy likes tulips. I know she likes
Aw.
tulips.
There
Yeah.
was like thought behind the
It was,
selection.
yeah, there was thought.
Aw.
It wasn't just random. Duh.
That's really nice. How have you been the last couple of well, do you have any updates for us? We have like merch, live show. There's so many things happening.
Oh, I'm low key wearing a sample of our merch right now. If you're watching on video, you can't really see it. Like, I'm looking at myself in the camera and you can't really see it, which is by design. But because I don't want to give too much away, but I am obsessed with it. I love it. So I'm so excited for you guys to be able to finally get your hands on some Snarkbait merch. Yeah, I feel like that's about it. I also was watching Southern Charm, the new episode right before this.
Oh shoot, I should have watched it before this.
It's okay because Shep has been kind of he hasn't really been a main player on this season. I feel like he's been more of a background character, which is good for him. I think he was really embarrassed after last season.
What happened last season again? Sorry, refresh me.
With Sienna, her perfect little freckled lips.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So he's been more of a background player. I will say this was an episode where Craig, you're reminded why Craig is the worst. And if you guys have not listened to our Craig deep dive, we have that way back. I think it was late 2024 that we did that. So go catch up on that. That was pre-breakup with Paige. That's crazy to think about.
That is crazy to think about. And we also released like a Paige and Craig emergency episode when they broke up.
Yes.
But we've been OG Craig haters. We're blocked by Craig.
Craig haters. Yep. OG Craig haters. Before it was cool to hate Craig, even when he was still with Paige, clearly. And to be clear, we are 100% team Paige in the breakup still to this day. Obviously, that goes without saying.
I'm so happy she got out of that relationship.
Oh my God.
So happy.
Thank God. Did you see that she admitted that she's exclusive with Joe D'Amelio?
Yes, and did you also see that Teresa Giudice potentially had a little fling?
Yeah, like, is that true? That's crazy. Imagine having your boyfriend's ex be Teresa Giudice.
I can't comprehend that. See, I also didn't watch RHONJ, but I did watch season 1. I know that's like one of
I watched the first few seasons. Yeah.
The first season was amazing. Like, I don't know why I didn't continue.
Prostitution whore.
And the table.
You were fucking engaged 19 times? And Danielle Staub goes, pay attention, please.
I think I watched that in 2020, so it has been like 6 years, but...
Remember when you fell in love with Ryan Bailey because he had Cop Without a Badge on his bookshelf?
Oh, God. That's one of my favorite memories of him. When I went and did X Knows All, I podcast with him. You know, he's such a gem. I had like 100 followers on Instagram, and he was like, of course, come on the show. I was like, that's so nice. And the first thing I see is his like backdrop of all these books. Pillow Talk by Craig Conover, you know,
He's
Lala's
insane.
Bottle, and then, Cop Without a Badge. And I was like, oh my God. He's like, oh yeah, no. And he was totally serious. Like, I read it, great book.
No, he like actually walks the walk. Like he reads these books. He reads all of them.
It's so funny.
I don't know where he has the time in the day to watch every single show and read every single Bravo Celebrities book and pump out 25 episodes a week. But
he doesn't sleep. He's like Ben and Ronnie.
Operating on a different level. And by the way, you guys, if you missed So Bad It's Good this week, we had an announcement that Ryan is actually going to be a special guest at our LA live show.
I'm so excited.
I know, I'm so excited. So if you are going to be in LA May 15th or in the Southern California area, you can get tickets at x1entertainment.com/snarkbait. And we also have a link in our show notes.
Yes. Everything we talk about is always in the show notes, Substack, YouTube, our Instagrams,
Yes.
live show tickets.
Yep. Okay, so without further ado, shall we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode?
Yeah, no, we definitely need to. Also, I just want to see what I was like, what are we talking about on Patreon? What did we talk about? Oh, yesterday. Yesterday on Patreon, we talked about Lindsay Lohan's fuck list.
Yep, Lindsay Lohan's infamous list. So that was a fun one. And if you can't tell by the episode title, we are talking about the one and only Mr. William Shepard Rose III.
When I opened the document, Sophie, and saw that picture, I'm not joking. I started laughing for like 20 seconds.
We'll put it on our Instagram at SnarkBaitPod so you can see what it's literally his Wikipedia photo. I love when celebrities have really embarrassing, weird Wikipedia photos because they have to be public domain, I guess. And they're often very strange photos. So, yeah, this is no exception.
Who do you send this to?
But this is a fun episode to research. I feel like I actually learned a lot about his background and upbringing. So let's get into it. And even if you don't watch Southern Charm, I feel like you'll still hopefully find this episode interesting. But I highly recommend going back and watching Southern Charm from season 1. I know that Christy has done that recently. It is, those early seasons are like up there with like early Real Houses of Beverly Hills, early
Totally.
Roni. Like it was early Vanderpump. Like
Yes.
those were like the glory days. It was really, really, and like very at times dark and disturbing to watch, especially with Thomas Ravenel. But a very, very, very classic Bravo journey that I highly recommend.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so William Shep Rose III was born September 27th, my half birthday, 1979. So he is 46, which is, I remember feeling like he was such a young, I mean, he was in his early 30s when he started Southern Charm. And I thought he was so cute when he started
Yeah,
on
he
Southern
was.
Charm. He was so cute.
He's really starting to like look older though. I mean, he is. He's 46.
I mean, he also hasn't lived like his lifestyle is definitely one that involves partying and, not everyone can age like Kyle Cook, So Shep is a family tradition. His grandfather was William Shepard Rose Sr., his father's William Jr., etc. And they have lived in the low country of South Carolina for generations. They are an old money South Carolina family. He grew up in Hilton Head, South Carolina, actually. That's where his family originated from. Have you ever been to Hilton Head? Salty Dog Cafe?
No, but everyone I know that grew up in Hilton Head is like so fabulous.
It's like, I just, and I feel the same way about where you grew up, like on the beach. I'm like, I can't imagine growing up on like the beach. Like, that'd be
Yeah.
so cool.
It's like a different vibe that I don't understand at all.
My beach was the Ohio River. That is like so toxic and dirty that like you can't even get anywhere near it.
Yeah.
So he is a descendant of the prominent Boykin family, which is actually the namesake of the South Carolina state dog, the Boykin Spaniel, which was originally bred by South Carolina hunters. I thought that was really interesting. I didn't know that. And he comes from, like I said, a well-established Southern lineage. His great-great-great-grandmother was Mary Boykin Chestnut, famed for her Civil War diary. She was quoted in a PBS Civil War doc, which is just so on brand for Shep. He's like obsessed with like American history, I feel like. His great aunt was Edith Cummings, a muse for the Great Gatsby character.
Wow. I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
He brought that up.
He did. He
that
like
rings a bell.
He bragged about it on the show. The character in The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald named Jordan Baker. That's my great aunt. It was written after her. That's what he said on the show. Yeah, she was a trailblazer for women in sports at the time, apparently. She was the first female athlete to be featured on the cover of Time magazine in 1924. Again, very fun fact. His great-grandfather was a two-time NCAA champion in golf. Basically, his family is extremely accomplished, and then there's Shep.
And if you guys are not familiar with him on the show, he famously does not have a job. Like, he tried to do real estate for a period of time, but he's never really actually had any sort of 9 to 5 or had to show up for anything.
Yeah, he is everyone's favorite fail son. He is kind of coasted through life. I remember I think it was the series premiere of Southern Charm, he said he's not really passionate about anything. He's passionate about leisure, is what he said. He just loves to get his mailbox money and hang out. He has made some smart investments, which we will get into, but overall, yeah, he doesn't really have any sort of real career other than being on reality TV.
And I have to say, I think that there's a large part of him that's deeply dissatisfied. And I'm not saying you need to have a corporate 9 to 5 job to be satisfied at all. But I think there needs to be a little bit of purpose in your life to wake up every day. And I think a lot of his trauma, dare I say, stems from just like a dissatisfaction from not feeling like there's a purpose.
I completely agree. I feel like deep down he wakes up and he's like, what is my purpose in life? I think he's the perfect example of someone who would, if he had never been on reality TV, he would have been probably happily married with like a family and a career now. But because reality TV set him up for this other path, and not saying that one, having like a wife and kids is like the goal, but I think for him, because he's a traditional Southern guy, I think that deep down is what he probably realizes that he kind of missed out on, because he is this traditional guy. He comes from a traditional background.
Yeah.
But he was so caught up in the Bravo world of the fans and, the partying that his life took a different path, I guess.
That's a great point, actually. The fact that he was on the Bravo show, I feel like even if he wanted to pursue anything, like a real job, so to speak, he wouldn't have ever really done it because of this job.
It changes the trajectory of your life. And I think the same thing for, like, I don't know, Carl on Summer House. Austin Kroll, exactly. Like, it completely changed the trajectory of their lives. Their lives would be so different if they had never been cast on reality TV, for better or for worse, Mm-hmm. So, growing up, his cousin Marcy said that he was really disrespectful to his parents and was kind of a spoiled brat, talked badly to them. That's why she wasn't shocked when he yelled at his ex-girlfriend Taylor about the egg thing, which we will get to later. Marcy, if you remember, was pregnant. She was on one season of Southern Charm, and she was heavily pregnant. And Ben and Ronnie from Watch What Crappens would do, "I'm pregnant."
That's literally that was her only storyline.
That was her 100%. her only storyline. So he, like I said, grew up in Hilton Head with his siblings Katie and Whitaker, who are both now attorneys in Charlotte. He went to Hilton Head Preparatory School, a private school, and Episcopal High School, a private college prep boarding school in Alexandria, Virginia. Apparently, he was kicked out of his first boarding school.
What?
And he actually, it's so funny because I found that out while researching this episode. It's not clear why he got kicked out, but he mentioned it on last night's Southern Charm. Which I was like, oh my God, that's so funny, because I was just wondering, like, why. He didn't say why. It's, probably like partying or doing something. He was always like a party boy. But he said what I thought was interesting. He was talking about this in the context of like Craig was really drunk and yelling at Sally and making everyone uncomfortable the night before. And he was like, you know what? When I got kicked out of boarding school, my parents picked me up and they were like, I'm not going to yell at you because we can't make you feel worse than you probably already feel. And so he was saying, Craig probably already feels so guilty. It's like, it's Craig. No, he doesn't. Craig does not feel guilty at all. So he was kind of just trying to like defend Craig and be like, you know what? I'm not going to make him feel bad.
Yeah. Don't kick a dog when it's down or kick over.
Yeah. But I think that says a lot about how he grew up. Like, he got kicked out of boarding school and his parents were like, you know what? Like, that's, we're not going to say anything. I'm like, oh my God, I would have been in so much trouble.
Yeah. Also, boarding school, that's also a thing that I didn't grow up around.
No.
People on the West Coast, like, don't do that. I feel like that's more of an East Coast thing.
Yeah. A blue blood East Coast thing. I mean,
yeah.
I went to a public high school. Same. Shout out Sycamore Abe's.
Yeah.
He graduated from the University of Georgia with his undergrad degree in business in 2002. He was a member of the Chi Phi fraternity. He then graduated from Vanderbilt's Owen Graduate School of Management with his Master of Business Administration degree in the major of finance in 2009. Like, he's low-key extremely smart.
Yeah. And he does have a large vocabulary.
Yes. I feel like it's funny because we were talking about, we're going to play a game at our live show. It's like a this or that game. And we were like, would you rather do this activity with X or with Shep? And I was like, you know what? Shep's a good conversationalist. Like, I could sit down and have a really good conversation with him, I feel like.
He's well-traveled. He's smart. But he just doesn't, he's
just not
at
motivated.
His full potential. Yeah.
Yeah, not motivated. We've talked before about how OneSkin isn't just hype or fancy packaging. It's science. Especially during these bitter, cold winter months in New York, my skin feels like sandpaper these days. I'm so desperate for genuinely effective and hydrating skincare. And that's where OneSkin comes in. The OneSkin founding team started out by figuring out that if visible signs of aging like fine lines, wrinkles, and loss of elasticity are all caused by the same so-called zombie cells, the best course of action is to reduce those cells to slow the aging process instead of just trying to cover it up, you know? Again, this is science, and that's why it works. While most skincare brands are just band-aids to surface level problems, OneSkin treats skin at the cellular level with their patented OS01 peptide, the first ingredient proven to target senescent cells, the root cause of those aforementioned wrinkles, crepiness, and loss of elasticity, all the key signs of aging. Don't believe me? These results have been validated in 4 different clinical studies. OneSkin is the real deal. Born from over a decade of longevity research, OneSkin's OS01 peptide is proven to target the visible signs of aging, helping you unlock your healthiest skin now and as you age. For a limited time, try OneSkin with 15% off using code SNARK at oneskin.co/snark. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code SNARK. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. So he actually tried several careers before finding fame in reality TV. In his early 20s, he worked as a real estate agent in Dubai. He has lived so many lives. Like, I did not know that. And he quit in 2008 because of the recession. But he was on Watch What Happens Live a few years ago. And, they were like, how does Shep actually, make a living? He goes, look, I've worked in Dubai. I've sold real estate. It was crazy. So right now I'm happy just kind of being the bon vivant, as it were. The bon vivant.
So Shep.
I know,
I can
so
hear him
Shep.
saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a trust fund kid. Like, he gets mailbox money and that's that. And it actually was revealed by Taylor on Southern Charm that he does receive a monthly paycheck from his parents. And this is, he is already in his 40s at this point, and he's receiving a monthly check in the mail.
It's like an allowance. His family gives him an allowance. Yeah.
And it makes so much more sense that he doesn't treat his parents with respect, allegedly, because it's like, well, he's still going to get his mailbox money regardless. He's a spoiled brat, and he always has been.
I remember with the whole egg incident that I know we're going to get into, when everyone was so appalled by Shep's behavior, Marcy was insistent. She's like, I promise you, our family didn't raise him like this. It's like, but, I mean, when someone shows you who they are, you kind of have to believe that.
Yeah.
It's clear he probably wasn't the most respectful of his parents, and he wouldn't be talking to her like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, she said herself that he wasn't really respectful to them. Like, they were good parents in her eyes, but he never treated them with respect.
Right.
I'm pregnant. Okay, so Southern Charm. Do you remember? I guess you didn't watch Southern Charm from the beginning. You watched it later in life. You did?
Yes, yeah, correct, yes.
Okay,
I binged it, recently. It
was, I want to say, my senior year of college when Southern Charm premiered, and I was captivated. Yeah. So this was at a time when Charleston was really on the up and up. And as you guys know, I got married in Charleston. I have grown up my entire life going on vacation in Charleston. My grandparents used to have a house there. I think it's an amazing city. So if you've never visited, it certainly lives up to the hype. But in a 2014 New York Times article, Travel and Leisure and Condé Nast Traveler have named Charleston the best city in the United States. Bon Appetit has declared Husk, an amazing restaurant, by the way, the pride of its trailblazing food scene, the 3rd most important restaurant in the country, et cetera, et cetera. There was just a lot of growing hype around it, which, by the way, do you watch Top Chef? I forget.
I've watched many a season. I'm not caught up to date.
Okay, so this season, the premiere's already on Peacock. And it's the Carolinas, which I'm very excited about. Anyway, the network billed it as a peek into the notoriously closed society of Charleston, starring a group of the city's most charismatic gentlemen and their Southern belle equals. And it's so funny looking back on how none of these people are gentlemen or Southern belles. They're all horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas Ravenel, Shep. I mean, you could say that Cam was like kind of a Southern belle.
Oh, I loved Cam. I know you don't. I know you didn't.
Yeah, but
care
she
for her as much.
also was like, look, I'm one of the guys. I chew with my mouth open and I burp loudly.
No,
you know?
that was 100% her. And I feel like Madison's now taking Cam's place. She's just one of the boys.
She's one of the boys. And I think that Sally tries to be one of the boys too.
Oh, absolutely. And I was going to say, when people are on these reality shows, they try and prove that they fit the stereotype of their city. For instance, like charismatic gentlemen, Southern belles. But no one that is a charismatic gentleman or a Southern belle is going to go on reality TV. And that's how I feel about, for instance, Real Housewives of Orange County. These people are not rich. I mean, like, yeah, they have money, but it's not the most wealthy, affluent people in Orange County. It's like we look down on them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. They're not reflective of the true aristocratic society.
Yeah.
Well, Shep maybe, but no one else.
I think that's the same with like
Roni.
online. Well, yeah, but also like online influencers, like genuinely wealthy, old money, quote unquote, people do not want their lives to be public.
Oh, they don't want you to know they're rich.
So you have the people that I think are cosplaying often as old money.
Yep.
And aristocratic on TikTok and Instagram, but they actually aren't truly, that.
Yeah.
So Southern Charm was like an instant hit. It had roughly 1.1 million viewers for its season 1 finale. And local Charleston people did not like it. They thought it displayed a lot of bad behavior and made Charleston look bad, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
And as we know, Whitney pitched the show. He created it. And he wanted to deconstruct the myths of the Old South, but do it in a very funny, assertive way. So I think that all along, like, they wanted to have kind of a sense of humor and a wink to it. Like I said, I thought Shep was so hot in season 1.
He was.
He really was. And throughout Southern Charm's run, he has had like a couple business ventures. One of them is a clothing line called Shep Gear by Shep Rose. And I actually looked at the website. It's still like up and running. You can buy things. Here, there's a shirt that says Dad Bod, one with Craig, his dog's face on it that says Good Boy, Craig.
It's low-key, like very affordable. $12, $14 for these 2 t-shirts.
Well, it's like, no one's going to buy it if it's any more expensive than that.
No, totally.
He got his own spin-off in 2017 called Relation Shep.
Yes.
And I forgot, did you watch this?
No, but I remember on E! News, like it would come up, like coming next.
Next time on Relation. And this was following the success of Catching Kelsey, which I also watch religiously. That was Travis Kelce's bachelor-style dating show. They were taking what they thought of as, eligible bachelors and trying to make their own bachelor spinoff on E!
It never really, nothing ever came out of those types of things.
Yeah, because these guys were not actually looking for anything serious.
Yeah.
So it's so funny, though, because I did watch Relationship, and his 2 finalists, one was a 34-year-old woman. And at the time, let's be clear here, Shep, if he is 46 today, and this was about 8-ish years ago, 9 years ago, he was like late 30s.
Late 30s, yeah.
Yeah, so he was in his late 30s at this time. There was a finalist named Priscilla who was 34, gorgeous, and like genuinely obsessed with him. Like you could tell that she was really, really, really into him. She was so beautiful, age appropriate.
Yeah.
And then there was Bella, who was 23, clearly not really that interested in him. Guess who he chose?
Like it's always the young, sprightly woman.
Yep. And Bella, the 23-year-old, surprise, surprise, and she apparently ghosted him shortly after she won the season. She was not interested in him at all.
Wow.
Which was obvious to everyone else watching the show except Shep. And he has mentioned, like I said, he's 46. He is strictly into 20-somethings at his age. He's mentioned on the show, I would be really interested in Charlie. She is like 27. His love interest on last season, Sienna, was, 26? I believe, 26. Yeah. Gross. So he acted in the 2018, what's his name? Randall Emmett movie called Reprisal, starring Bruce Willis and Olivia Culpo.
It always comes down to Randall Emmett.
Everything
Always.
circles back to Randall Emmett. Craig was actually in it too. Shep played a paramedic. And fun fact, this was filmed in Cincinnati. My
Cute.
hometown. Cute. I mean, it's like so funny.
I've crossed that bridge before.
In Cincinnati? Mm-hmm. Wait, when have you been to Cincinnati?
My ex-boyfriend lived there, like in college.
Wait, what? Did I know this?
I don't think. Yeah, I think.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you had Skyline?
If I did, it was so long. This was like
Yeah.
2012.
You would remember if you had him.
You would remember. Trust me.
Trust me, you would remember. I think we did talk about this actually because you asked me if I knew him, and I was like, no. That's so funny. Yeah. So he launched a couple other ventures in the hospitality business. He co-owned a few different Charleston bars, the Palace Hotel, the Commodore. He has a stake in the Alley, which is a bowling alley / sports bar. In 2018, he ventured into stand-up comedy. And in 2022, he did some live shows called Toothless in North Carolina. Someone gave a review on Reddit, Lil Petty Crocker, and said, I went to see Shep in Raleigh. First off, you could tell he was super nervous. I don't think it was stand-up comedy in the traditional sense. This like makes so much, it's like, he doesn't know what to do. So he's like, I make people laugh sometimes. I'll just go up on stage and tell some jokes. He told some anecdotes about his early years and some of his friends growing up. But the really good stuff was background about filming Southern Charm. He talked about scenes that were cut and why, how he really feels about the editing that he gets, his thoughts on when Southern Charm will end. He did a Q&A. So not a stand-up comedy show.
No. It's like a variety show starring Shep.
I know, but they said he was really nice and really receptive to fans.
Oh, that's cute. I mean, he seems like a nice person. Like, he seems like he's fun to be around. When you're in a relationship, totally different story.
Yeah, and when he's not blackout drunk.
Very, very good clarification point, yeah.
Yes. He started a podcast on June 1st, 2019 called Enough About Me with Shep Rose. It ended on October 9th, 2019.
So literally a 4-month run.
Yep. He self-published his memoir, Average Expectations, and then Simon & Schuster published it in 2021. He had a small speaking role in a Prime show called The Final Run. A very, very, very small role. And he has invested in a few rental properties, which I think is his passive income. Besides his mailbox money, he makes decent money from these rental properties, which is why it's so true that, like, it is so easy to get richer once you're already rich. Because, like, who can afford real estate in this economy?
Yeah, 100%.
And we've both been working for over a decade now. Like, I'm sorry.
No, I
Shep,
know.
who has never worked a real hard day's work in his life, gets to buy multiple properties.
Yeah, it's like compounding. It's like money begets money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he has the Shep Shack in Isle of Palm, South Carolina, and it's a short-term vacation rental. It's a 3-bedroom beach bungalow that fans can book on Airbnb. And he also has a Sullivan's Island estate, which we drove past it once. Very nice. It was $3.25 million on the beautiful Sullivan's Island. And so, yeah, $3 million home. Again, I mean, reality TV is his job, I guess. But, like, still, it's so frustrating.
I remember those beach parties he would have at that Sullivan's Island estate. Didn't he live there with Whitney one summer?
Oh, I think you're right, actually.
Yeah, and it was literally like atop the waves. Like, it was on the sand, basically, right? And him and Whitney were, like, partying it up.
Yep.
One summer.
So he announced a second book, It's Nothing in Moderation, a psychedelic reckoning with excess, focused on his ayahuasca retreat in Costa Rica, and it's scheduled for a spring 2026 release. Guys, add it to your Goodreads now. So what's interesting about Shep is that he's like a good old boy, South Carolina. You watch the Murdaugh Murders show.
Of course, yeah.
Good old boys, you know?
Yeah.
Bo. What's up, Bo? So he went from being a Republican, like many good old boys in the South, to actually becoming quite liberal, which I think is a really interesting pivot for him. So he endorsed Republican candidate John McCain in the 2008 U.S. presidential election. In 2016, he endorsed Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson, and he endorsed Joe Biden in the 2020 U.S. presidential election. So he has over time become more left-leaning.
Yeah.
And he has tweeted some really funny things about Trump and to Trump. In one tweet, someone goes, I know it's hard for you to be an outlier when you live and where you live and being in the public eye. About him being liberal for someone who lives in the South. He goes, it's not hard at all. It gives me satisfaction that I'm on the right side of history. When the books are written about this strange and perilous time in American history, I will have the receipts and will mumble to everyone at the nursing home that I stood up for what's right. And there's another tweet that said, Chuck Grassley, 89, who was born before the invention of the chocolate chip cookie, will serve another 6 years in the Senate. Shep quote tweets this and says, you've got to be kidding. How do family members not step in? 89 years old, enough with this shit. What a joke. Feinstein too. Hell, and Biden and Trump. Mid-70s and higher, you are done. In corporate America, you get a gold watch and are shown the door. And he's not wrong.
No, that's so, I mean, yeah.
He's totally accurate.
Totally, like, yes.
But he famously does not like Trump also. So clearly has become more progressive, which is, you know, pleasant surprise coming from this southern little boy.
Yeah.
So as for controversies, Shep has talked about being arrested over 10 times.
That is crazy. I had no idea he was arrested even once.
Yeah, he said in a Southern Charm clip, when the boys were playing Never Have I Ever, I've been arrested in Nashville, Athens, West Palm. I've spent the night in jail over 10 times. Jeez. So I'm sure for like public intoxication, like he's always been kind of a party boy. So in August 2019, this was a big controversy. I don't know if you remember this. He faced criticism after he posted a video to his Instagram stories in which he could be heard mocking a homeless woman who was collecting cans on the street in the East Village, Manhattan. It was like 2 a.m. He was clearly drunk. She was sitting on the street barefoot, and she is covering her face saying, no, like, don't film me. And he's making fun of her, laughing at her, saying, you know, nice cans.
Yeah, I know. That was really, that was sad.
Yeah. And then posted it to social media to like humiliate her. So it wasn't even enough that he was laughing at a homeless woman and berating her and harassing her, but then he had to film her and then post it on social media.
I mean, what about that is funny?
Exactly. And a reason so many people in New York gather these cans is because they can get 5 cents each for them. Yeah. It's a way to make money, and it's hard work. It's honest hard work.
Yeah. And
that's
like
something
that with littering, like it's a net positive for everyone.
Exactly. And like that's something that Shep would never understand, actually having to put in work to earn money, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And at first he didn't want to say sorry. And, you know, people were like, at Bravo TV, at Andy, what are you going to do about that disgusting video your employee at Shep Rose posted of him drunkenly harassing a woman on the street? What an embarrassment. Is this the kind of behavior you want to promote? Get him off TV. Shep responded to this fan by saying, always get a chuckle when people try to send me to the principal's office with principal spelled wrong. I bet you were a scream in high school. Like, what a fucking douche.
Yeah. And God, this is like so bothersome to me. I remember living in San Francisco, and we would always go to Golden Gate Park or Mission Dolores Park, and there would always be, and they're always like Asian people for some reason, always collecting cans, at least in SF. It's like they're not here like begging you for money. They're just doing their own thing, and they're quietly just like helping pick up litter.
Yeah, exactly. It's literally the definition of good, honest work.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's like sad. Yeah.
It's making the community cleaner. Mm-hmm. And it's a way to make money. Like,
yeah. They're not rating you for cash.
They're not bothering
Yeah.
anyone. They're actually making your life better. You just don't fucking realize it.
Right.
Anyway, Shep kept replying to people that were tweeting at him. He said, "Oh my God, I offended you. Okay, here's the plan. Sensitivity training 5 times a week, then intensive therapy, hot yoga, followed by a public flogging in the town square. Then I moved to Siberia and live in an igloo for 4 months. At this point, I'll be cleansed of your disapproval." Like, he's so annoying.
Yeah.
Public flogging in the town square. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Someone posted a screenshot of someone replying to a story and saying, "Come on, Shep, not cool, not funny. She clearly doesn't want to be filmed." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck that. You in the East Village with 4,900 cans. I will exploit you like my life depended on it. Please don't DM me again with your fake sympathy."
Whoa.
Like, so aggressive.
And I'm sorry, you could tell, I feel like he's fucked up when he's writing these too. Like,
Oh, he's definitely drunk.
You know what I mean? Like this, you could just tell based on how he's speaking. It just seems very erratic and drunk.
Yeah, totally. And also, like, I haven't mentioned this, but it's a long-standing, all but confirmed by them, rumor that the Southern Charm boys like to engage in extracurriculars. And I think just like, you know, the Vanderpump guys, there are a lot of scenes where he is on coke.
100%.
Allegedly.
50%, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty safe to say. And also, like, we've talked about this before with a lot of these shows, is that they'll be filming, like, late at night, long hours, long days. You can see also, like, especially on Southern Charm, they're like bathroom break, and it's very obvious. Like, it's not at all, you know, ambiguous.
Yeah, it's like Southern Charm, Roni, Vanderpump Rules, and it's like the biggest kept secret, I feel like, in adulthood that a lot of people indulge in.
I mean, it's like,
stuff.
it's very much, at least with Bravo, it's very much an open secret. And I mean, we did a whole Andy Cohen episode, like the rumors around Andy Cohen's, you know, extracurriculars. It's just, it's how it is for a lot of these shows, and, you know, it's how it is for a lot of adults in the US.
I remember in college being like, no one's doing cocaine, and then realizing later in college, oh, everyone's doing cocaine. And then when I moved up to San Francisco, working this very nerdy accounting job, everyone was doing it. And I was like, wait, whoa. Like, everyone who's an adult is doing it. So yeah, of course these guys working long hours are doing it. Like, come on.
Yeah. So, again, very open secret that Shep indulges. So I think that a lot of, you know, his angry responses online or on the show are because of that, probably, it's safe to say. Or quote unquote Adderall, which is often a euphemism for coke on Bravo. So 4 days later, he finally apologized. He said, "I know some people were upset about the video from Sunday night. It was a stupid joke and bad idea all around. Also a bit out of context. I spent a few minutes with her talking and telling jokes. She laughed a little, but yeah, wasn't cool or funny. Mea culpa." And then he said, "I feel absolutely sick about all that's transpired this week. I've compounded stupidity upon stupidity. Just know that I never intended to hurt anyone, and I do enjoy sharing my adventures and thoughts with you. But I blew it. Anyway, going to take a little break and look inward." And then he deactivated his Twitter account for a bit. So as for his controversies that we've seen on Southern Charm, there have been quite a few. In 2017, in season 4, Chelsea Meisner accused Shep of forcing himself on her when she was also at the time seeing Austin, and she was not interested in Shep. And she described a situation where Shep grabbed her, took her to the back of a bar, and repeatedly tried to force kisses on her despite her lack of consent. And Chelsea really called him out, and he didn't deny it. He just, from what I recall, apologized for making her uncomfortable, but did not deny it going down like that.
He was more embarrassed about the fact that he was trying to steal his boy's girl more than he was apologetic to Chelsea for forcing himself on her.
Yes. I think it's been such a wake-up call for him, and I think about this when it comes to, there's so many parallels with, the Vanderpump guys and the Southern Charm guys. I think about this with Jax also. It's he was so used to being so good-looking and so sought after, could never imagine a woman ever rejecting them in their youth. And then they've gotten older and grosser.
Yeah.
Have not aged well because of how they treat their bodies, their partying habits, and also, like, they're on reality TV. They make fools out of themselves. Women watch reality TV. They see, ew, Jax Taylor's disgusting. Ew, Shep is really embarrassing. They don't have the same pull that they used to have. And I think it's, like, such a shock to their systems. Like, I think that Shep, we've seen, it's really been a shock to his system over the past few years, getting rejected over and over again by women.
Yeah.
Because he never used to, especially with Austin. Austin came in and became the new tall, hot guy that the girls wanted, and not Shep.
Yeah. And I think that Shep getting older and having girls not fawn over him as often, coupled with the fact that he doesn't feel a sense of purpose waking up every day without a job or something to strive towards, it's made him more bitter and angrier. And we're seeing that on the show. It's like, oh, the thing that used to give you that hit of women and sex, it's like, it's not hitting the same way. The drug is not as like powerful anymore because you're just not getting as much as you used to. So I think it's like a perfect storm of these older, creepy men just not feeling a sense of purpose outside of like chasing pussy. Sorry if that sounds vulgar, but you know what I mean.
Totally. I completely agree. And I think that prior to his ayahuasca retreat, that I think chilled him out a little bit. You could tell he was extremely angry at the world. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Men will do one weekend in Costa Rica of ayahuasca, then do like consistent therapy. Always.
Yeah, totally.
It's like Aaron Rodgers, fucking Shep.
Yeah, 100%. So in season 6, 2019, Madison LaCroix, who at this time was dating Austin, accused Shep of giving Danni Baird, who, sweetheart, by the way, love her, only wish her the best, accused Shep of giving Danni chlamydia. Austin later admitted that he had told her the rumor. This is after Shep he was so mean to Madison, I think because Madison didn't want him. Like, he felt attracted to Madison, and she was unattainable because she was dating Austin and also just, like, didn't want him. And he would call her white trash and really look down on her because she was a hairdresser who came from more of a blue-collar upbringing versus Shep, the aristocrat.
The white trash hairdresser.
He would always call her, white trash hairdresser. And she said, you don't fucking scare me. You're a bully. You want to know facts? I heard you gave her chlamydia. That's what I heard. And, you know, she gestured at Danni. That's a fact. Ask Austin. And Shep and Danni denied these claims to the cameras. And I felt really, really, really bad, honestly, for both of them in this moment. Especially Danni, because Madison was trying to get back at Shep. And I understood why she was frustrated with Shep. But Danni was, like, completely innocent in this situation. And just seemed like a really, really, really nice, normal person. So that was really sad, honestly.
The definition of catching strays. Like, she was just collateral damage to it. And I remember that scene of her. To me, it felt like it definitely were true, but who cares? A lot of people get that. It's a very curable sexually transmitted infection. But just to see her reaction, I felt so deeply for Danni in that moment because she was just always so kind, always giving Catherine the benefit of the doubt when everyone was turning on her. And like Madison, that's why I've never liked Madison.
Same.
She has this like great edit, but it's like never forget when she low-key like a HIPAA violation.
Oh, I'll never get over that. I thought it was like so beyond fucked up of Madison.
Right.
And that's why, like you said, I'll never truly be a fan of Madison because I will never forget that. Like, that was so disturbing.
She gets away with it because she has that sweet Southern accent and she's so cute and like fashionable.
And she's like funny and witty and everyone like laughs at her little like talking heads. But I'm like, no, I haven't forgotten that you're actually low-key evil.
No, I.
But that's for another episode.
Totally.
Maybe we need a Madison LaCroix episode. So let's get into his relationship with Taylor Ann Green. So Taylor, his ex-girlfriend, joined Southern Charm in 2020 when they started dating during COVID. And at the season 7 reunion, he told castmates that they had had a few hiccups. I kissed a girl in a stairwell, and that's all it was. He apparently had cheated on her many times. But
100%.
But they had stayed together anyway. And apparently she caught him sending risque texts to this old flame that he also meet out with in the stairwell. By season 8, Taylor becomes a full-time cast member. I remember he convinced her to quit her job as a nurse to travel the world with him. Mm-hmm. And famously, there's a scene where they're playing an egg toss with the group, and Taylor drops the egg and jokingly stomps on it, and Shep screams at her and calls her a fucking idiot. Other cast members, I remember Naomi clocked this behavior as abusive. She literally was like, that's abusive. You can't talk to her like that. Olivia Flowers, who I really like, justice for Olivia Flowers, threw an egg at him.
Naomi.
Yeah, threw an egg at him in retaliation.
Yeah.
Taylor said she didn't even really clock it as abusive because she was so used to him speaking to her like that. So imagine how he talks to her off camera.
No, that was so upsetting. All the girls, I love that season. There was one season, I think even before, where all the girls hated the men. But I think it was so refreshing to see all the girls, and even the guys, they were like astonished by that comment. And she was like, wait, what did he even say? Sorry, I didn't even notice that. What? Oh, he called me a fucking idiot? Add it to the list. Another day.
Yeah, exactly. I low-key think Taylor was Shep's like last chance at real love.
Oh,
like she really loved him. Like she would have put up with anything.
She was such a good girl. Like, I know she
was
wasn't
a nice
great
girl.
reality TV.
She was boring. She ended up getting fired. Like Madison, even though she and Austin broke up, has stuck around in Southern Charm because she's actually entertaining. Taylor was just boring.
Yeah.
I think she was like maybe too normal, which is a compliment, honestly. Mm-hmm. They also had a pregnancy scare during the show, and Taylor got mad at Shep that his response to her not actually being pregnant was to high-five her. They officially split in July 2022, and at the season 8 reunion, a tearful Taylor accused Shep of sleeping with multiple women immediately following their split, claiming he had fucked over 300 whores. And I remember this was like a very uncomfortable moment at the reunion, but like I'm glad she, handed it to him. So in the aftermath of their split, in a 2023 episode, Shep said that sometimes cheating on Taylor was fun, which led to a massive confrontation where Taylor threw a drink at him.
Yes, that was at his like cabin. I remember that like it was yesterday. Yeah.
He was clearly trying to like get under her skin, obviously. Mm-hmm. That was, this was a major scandal when Taylor kissed Austin, quote unquote, kissed.
Oh,
they definitely, I mean, in my opinion, slept together, but like allegedly, I don't know.
They take it to the grave that they did not.
They will both take it to the grave because they know that it was like wrong because Austin and Shep are best friends. But
and Olivia and Taylor were best friends.
Thank you. Yes. It was bad on both of their parts.
Yes.
But so Taylor wasn't actually that innocent.
You're no angel either, sweetheart.
But compared to Shep, she was.
Yes.
And she claimed that Shep, again, had cheated on her so many times during the relationship, and Craig also corroborated that and said that Shep had cheated on her. Because Craig is always, like, the judge and jury of other people's relationships. Like, Austin.
Perfect.
Yeah, Craig is perfect. Oh my God, it's so funny in the most recent episode of Southern Charm, when everyone's like, you need to apologize to Sally for screaming at her. And he goes, so what? He says this in a talking head. He goes, I made one mistake in the past 2 years.
So what? I made one mistake in the past 2 years.
Like, he's literally saying, I am perfect except for this one mistake. He's so not self-aware. Insane. He is actually fucking insane. I hate him. While dating Taylor, screenshots of Shep on Raya also started going around. And I see this happen sometimes where people are like, oh my God, so-and-so is on Raya. Like, I know, like, Drew Starkey is maybe dating our boyfriend, Drew Starkey, is dating Odessa Zion.
I mean, it was a surprise to us as well to see him on Raya.
Yeah, and a lot of people have seen him on Raya, but people are like, it's possible to delete the app, but then your profile stays up. So, like, honestly, who knows?
Give me a break. To me, they're active. Come on.
Okay, let's get into the Sienna of it all.
That's so bad.
Shep was in love with a woman named Sienna. She was Miss Bahamas 2021, much younger than him, on season 10. And it was very clear while watching it that Sienna was not interested in Shep. But I think that, like the girl that won Relationship, the show, he loves when a girl is not interested in him, obviously. So apparently she had a boyfriend the entire time, giving him a taste of his own medicine.
Sienna did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Tea.
Yeah, and a lot of people were accusing her of taking advantage of Shep to get on TV. Again, good for her.
Yeah, he would do the exact same and worse.
Apparently her grandmother, she was a Southern Charm super fan, and her grandmother had a Southern Charm fan page. She denied that she was a super fan, but apparently her grandmother really did have a Southern Charm fan page.
Wait, slay. That's so funny.
Madison called her a stalker. She said, honestly, I was told she was a stalker, but not really her, more so her grandmother. It gets weird. Her grandmother runs a fan page. As if the other women on Southern Charm have never used a guy to get on the show. Please.
I mean, yeah. Madison's a perfect example of someone, yeah.
Yeah, but she said, you know, she was apprehensive to film. She and Shep were never official. She didn't actually ghost him like what was portrayed. But the famous thing is the text that he sent her. The text heard around the world that people have printed on mugs, on t-shirts. It goes like this. Good morning, Sienna. Listen, I love seeing you and no one else. No one. But I'm not going to try to convince someone they love me for 3 days, especially when I know deep down they do. Here's hoping you... And by the way, they'd been seeing each other for like not that long at this point. And she clearly was not interested in him. Like, he'd be like, hey, I'm just going to change really fast. And she was like, I will wait downstairs in the lobby.
Wait for me. No, stay. Stay.
Here's hoping you understand my feelings and exalt them. I just don't feel this way ever. I know that you agree and feel a lot of what I do because I've heard it from your perfect little freckled lips. And those around us can say and think what they will, but we will have the last laugh and we'll have love, laughter, and everything that matters. Okay, my TED Talk is over.
And she didn't respond.
I can't remember if she did actually.
Like,
I don't think she did.
She ended up responding, but it had been like 3 hours, and Austin's like, dude, has she responded? He's like, not yet.
Austin and Craig were like laughing at him. So BravoCon 2023. This was like maybe, I feel like Shep has had a few rock bottom moments, but this was certainly a rock bottom moment for him by all accounts. At BravoCon in 2023, he apparently totally blacked out and was out of control. He was confronted at the Southern Charm reunion later that year about his behavior, and he said he remembered nothing from the entire weekend. Fans and attendees reported seeing him in a state of extreme inebriation. Andy noted that Shep appeared like a tipsy golden retriever while attempting to flirt with Roni star Brynn Whitfield. He reportedly made odd advances towards her, even asking if they should procreate on the way to the Bravo Awards.
Yeah.
Craig and Austin...
I was just going to say, I remember the season after this when Shep, Austin, and Craig had to have like a sit down of like, are you going to be under control? I mean, I feel like there was a lot that was unspoken that we kind of understood, but the fact that he didn't remember the entire weekend is incredibly concerning to me.
Yeah. Especially like you at this point in your life should know your limits. You're not 21 anymore, you know? Craig and Austin said they could no longer watch him drive toward a cliff. They had to like kind of like cut off their friendship with him because they were so worried about him, which is so ironic coming from Craig.
No, Craig has equal, I think for Craig it's more of a projection. He doesn't like seeing himself in Shep.
Probably.
I think Austin genuinely
was worried.
Yeah. But really quickly, what do you think happened that was so egregious that they had to separate themselves? Like, they were thick as thieves and something specific happened.
That he was being, if I had to guess, I think he was being extremely aggressive and creepy towards women. Yeah, I think they were like, this is like really, really, really bad. Yeah. That's, I mean, we know he was being creepy towards Brynn, but I think it had to do with him being really, really, really creepy towards women, whether they were fans or other Bravo celebrities. I don't know. So apparently Andy had personally called Shep after the weekend to check on him. He reportedly told him, we love you, but you can't do that in front of this person, that person. You just got to be way more cognizant. Andy made it clear that Shep's behavior was reaching a limit for the network, telling him he wanted him on the channel for as long as possible, but that major changes were necessary. So he threatened his job, basically.
Shit.
That's why I think that it was like really, really, really bad.
Like maybe teetering on like a Me Too type.
Yeah, like he was making women feel extremely uncomfortable.
Yep.
And Andy clearly has a soft spot for Shep and the Southern Charm Boys. We've talked about this on our Andy episode. I think that if it were like anyone else, he maybe would cut ties with them. I think if it was a housewife, he would cut ties with them extremely quickly.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
but he has a soft spot for the Southern Charm boys. He loves those crazy kids. Following this incident, Shep revealed he was at a crossroads and began a sobriety journey, but he had not quit alcohol entirely. He now only drinks beer and avoids liquor and shots. Sounds like what Craig did for a little bit, then Craig went back to liquor.
I don't know enough about alcoholism, but from the limited amount I know, you're an alcoholic, and it doesn't matter what the actual liquor or substance is, you will not be able to stop. So whether it's beer that touches your mouth or shots that touch your mouth, it's something in your brain that continues. So to me, it's like, just because you no longer do shots doesn't mean that you no longer have a problem.
Yeah, and I think most people would probably agree with you. And I think the Bravo audience, Andy, whenever, like, I feel like this has probably happened a few times now, where cast members with a very obvious alcohol problem will be like, well, I'm not drinking liquor anymore. I'm just drinking beer. And Andy's like, okay, then.
Yeah.
Despite these changes, Shep was involved in another viral rant at BravoCon 2025. It's always BravoCon that gets him in trouble, involving Craig and Paige DeSorbo. They are obviously broken up by this point. It was a video. Do you remember seeing this?
Of course. It was so viral. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a taping of Watch What Happens Live, during which Shep said in a game of Shag, Marry, Kill that he would kill Paige. And at a bar inside Las Vegas's Mandalay Bar Resort, Shep shouted to a group of people, "It was a sham the whole time, huh? How many more followers did you get?" And at another point during this monologue, he screamed, "She and Craig made millions on reality TV's back, and then she broke up with him on her podcast." Do you understand how fucked up that is? Talk about biting the hand that feeds you, or ignoring the hand that feeds you, basically. He always has such anger. This reminds me of like his beef with Madison LaCroix also. He has such anger towards women, I think, that don't want him.
Yes.
That's what it is,
yes.
You know?
Yeah, it was like vitriolic hate. And I think part of it is, like, 90% of it is definitely women that don't want him, and the other 10% is feeling envy that all of his counterpart, even though Shep was the one that started the show, Craig was getting more and more fame from the relationship with Paige.
Yeah.
I think he was bitter about that too.
Yeah, totally. And I think, I mean, I could write a whole essay on the way that the Southern Charm guys all compete with each other and are jealous of each other in different ways. A couple people have gone to Reddit to talk about their hookups with him or their friends' hookups with him. So take them with a grain of salt. These are from anonymous people on Reddit. Olive Lemon 88 said, Shep sucks. He bragged about hooking up with another girl I knew, and he was basically making fun of her, mocking how he wouldn't have had sex with her if he'd known she was a virgin, and laughing at her for liking him. It was awful. A couple other people talked about hooking up with him. Childlike Empress 16 on Reddit said, "My old roommate has been having sex with Shep for a while. She's obsessed with him and thinks she can be the one to change him." This was years ago, by the way. They're friends and sleep together, but definitely not ever going to date because, duh, she has actually been filmed for Southern Charm telling him she likes him, but they didn't use the footage. They had Landon also professing her love that season, so that's probably why. Like, girls were obsessed with him at that time.
I could be the one that loves you.
I think I'm in love with you.
Oh, God, fuck Landon.
And her, ha 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 ha.
Oh, you sound like a dolphin.
I know, her dolphin voice. And this person also said they all do a ton of blow. I've hung out with all of them with her and gone back to parties at T-Rav's. Never been into drugs very much, so never felt comfortable there. Craig is nice. It's just a big group of toxic people, though. I still maintain T-Rav and Shep. I'm not even going to say it.
Yeah.
We can leave that out.
Yeah.
Kartik. But it's funny because I feel like Shep in the early seasons was like, I don't want to turn into T-Rav, Thomas Ravenel, and be, this angry, bitter old man with substance abuse problems. And again, I feel like Shep has gotten better since his ayahuasca retreat that he went on in Costa Rica a few years ago. And he's talked about it on the show that it's really helped him heal, and he's a calmer person. Do you remember him saying that he had a dream about Taylor and she was a bird in a nest? And So I think he has gotten somewhat better, but he has more or less turned into T-Rab. I think with less yelling at women, that's Craig's job. I think between Shep and Craig, they are, if you combine them, Thomas Ravenel.
Yeah, totally agree. I think Shep with like his lineage and wealth, and Craig with his anger, and them both being Peter Pans.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's about it on Shep's lore. What are your thoughts?
I think when we think about the Southern Charm Boys and we think about the darkest energy to the least dark, I think it depends on the season between Shep and Craig. There have been instances where Shep has been darker than Craig and vice versa. I think as it stands now, maybe Craig is worse than Shep.
Like I said, he's kind of a background character. Oh, wait, here's what he said. I found the quote. He said, I will not, when he said he didn't want to turn out like Thomas Ravenel, he goes, I will not be in my mid-40s trying to hook up with girls in their 20s. And that's literally what he does now.
And the girls in their 20s won't even hook up with him.
They don't even want him.
Yeah.
So I would say I do genuinely think his behavior has improved. I think that he has more self-awareness than Craig. I think he has more social awareness. But I do think that his trajectory is a bit sad in a way, because I feel like we said, he's not really living up to his full potential. He seems like a smart guy. And I mean, it's like, who are we to judge if someone's living up to their full potential? But he does objectively seem very smart. It's just that he has never had to make anything of himself because of his privilege.
Yeah. And part of fulfillment is genuinely, this sounds so cliche, but is the journey of getting there and waking up knowing that like you've earned whatever it is that you have. He's never had to work for anything, really. Yeah. So like he just doesn't understand the value of like hard work or the value of a dollar, I feel. Yeah. Also, just as a funny side note, the last photo in your document is a picture of him holding a bra in this like elevator bank, and it says, had a bra thrown on my head today by a fan. That was a first. I know what you're thinking. It was 34C. Like, and he's just like holding the bra, like.
And he thinks he's like such a rock star.
It's like I can't help but laugh. Oh, that's fucking funny. Hashtag BravoCon 2023.
Yeah, it's like BravoCon makes these people literally feel like rock stars. It's insane. And that's why at BravoCon he's always like so out of control, because he's like, I can do whatever I want. I am the most famous person here.
Yeah.
So I don't think that Shep is the most evil person on Bravo. He's not worse than Jax Taylor. I don't even think he's worse than Craig.
No, agreed.
I think that he is someone who has a lot of internal demons, is how I would put it.
He will always get in his own way. I think genuinely he is his own worst enemy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that's the best. I don't think he's a bad guy. I mean, he wasn't nice to Taylor, but I think
he's done some bad things, but I don't think he's inherently a horrible person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys agree, disagree? Let us know. Like, are we being too easy on him? I think that he just is someone that battles a lot of internal demons. Yeah. Like Shep's parents said when they picked him up from boarding school after getting kicked out, there's nothing we can say that will make him feel worse than he probably does about himself. Like, that man hates himself.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. Thank you for being here. And also let us know what Bravo Celebrity you want us to do next. It's been a hot minute since we have done one, so we knew we were overdue, and there are endless Bravo celebrities to talk about. So let us know if there is anyone on your list that we haven't covered yet. We've done Jax, we've done Craig, like I said, we've done Stassi,
Sheena,
Carl, Paige and Hannah.
Actually DM'd us and said, can you guys do Vanderpump? Lisa Vanderpump.
Ooh, Lisa Vanderpump would actually be a really good one.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by her wealth, like how she's been able to acquire so much wealth.
It actually is very fascinating to think about, because it does it add up? Like, I'm not sure. Like, I know she's successful in the restaurant industry, but successful?
Right. Restaurants are, they're hard.
They're hard.
Yeah. So I've always been like, not that I necessarily think she's fraudulent, but it is fascinating. Like, her empire is crazy to me.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let us know, you guys. And thank you, as always, for being here. We love you so much. Don't forget to follow us at SnarkBaitPod. I'm at Soph_Ross on Instagram. Christy is at ChristyNoel__. We have bonus episodes every Wednesday over on our Patreon. We do a newsletter every Friday. Link to that in our show notes. And yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.